a shirtless man.
Appreciate you guys joining us this month. Man, we've got some exciting things. The 57 Harley truck is done. It's done and it's headed to auction. I can't wait to see what that truck does at auction. I'm tickled to death. We've got some other exciting things happening in the month of January. We've got the Great American Motorcycle Show.
January 23rd.
4th and 25th.
Yes.
Yeah. So Chuck and I are getting stoked for that one. We have a whole new bike we've built just for that show. And we'll bring it to you next month. We're just not done. We're down to the wire. We're just not 100% complete. The 57 Harley truck. We're going to go to the back and take a look at the Bel Air. The drag car we've been working on, it's almost ready to go to paint. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about that car. I found out some really neat stuff. Richard for Peach Auction Sales is here. He's running around here somewhere. We're going to track him down shortly and talk about the diamonds in the rough. And Great American Motorcycle Show. I'm really excited. We really get to show off there. But how about we go out back and take a look at the 57 Harley truck, and we'll take a look at the 57 Bel Air drag car. We're going to talk about it a little bit. And then we'll see what the guys are doing in the shop too. I think the 64.5 Mustang is getting close.
Sweet.
Yeah, let's go to the shop and see what we got. '57 Bel Air drag car. This car came to us from the state of Minnesota. Logan's doing some door jam work. Omar, he's over in the paint booth getting one ready for me to paint, but Omar has done the final sanding on this car. I think the last time you guys seen it, it was just partially roughed in. Now, there's been some really cool things transpire since we've got started on this car. You know, I try to dig and find out the history for everything we do. I think every car has a story. This car, come to find out, has got an amazing story. The more you dig, the more you find out, the more research you do, it just knocks my socks off. That car has been featured in Hot Rod Magazine 1961, Carcraft Magazine 61. You guys a couple episodes ago seen all the trophies that came with that car. I mean, that's some serious history. Half those drag strips are closed, man. They're gone. There's probably subdivisions where they once were. The bad thing is the guy that made the history with this car, after he made that history with this car in 61 and 62, decided he was done. That he didn't care anything else about racing. He sold the car. We've been able to track down the first owner, the second owner, and the third owner, and every one of them had this car burning up the drag strip until it got tucked away in a barn in Minnesota. Man, I think it's so cool. Now, the owner of the car now is struggling, trying to decide what to do to it. You know, we know we're fixing it, we know we're restoring it, but the final details he's trying to figure out what the end result should be. My opinion, it should go back the way it was. I'll make the car fly. I'll put the Campbell tune on it. I don't have a problem with that. But I want to do the things the way it should be. I want to do the black paint the way it was. I want to do the interior the way it was. There's a lightweight seat in the back. So the original 57 seat is gone. Now the interior's at the upholstery shop. We're getting that covered. I'm going to put the lightweight seat back in it. I want to put an old school V8 with a carburetor on it. And I want to put a 4-speed transmission in it. The line lock should be hooked up. It should have the steel drag radial type tires on it. And I think that's the way we're going to end up going. One of the things that we're wondering about now is when the car from the factory, it was a black car, but the top was white. Now he wants the car to go all black. I want it to go back with a white top, so we're still going back and forth about that. But all in all, the history behind this car is just amazing. To be quite honest with you, the car has been bought by an investor. In his investment, he plans on selling the car the second I'm done with it. So long and short of it is, I'm just kind of a caregiver for this car right now. He is too, and then the next buyer gets to enjoy that car. And I think the most value in the way that car is supposed to be, that's the way it's most valuable, is put it back like it was in 1960 when it was burning up the drag strip. Right here we've got David working on a 64.5 Mustang. Now the cool thing about this car is this car has a story behind it. And I just recently got more pieces of the puzzle to this car. The owner we're working on this car for says his mother bought this car brand new. When his mother got through with it, her brother drove it. When he got through with it, his brother drove it. So a sister and two siblings drove this car, high school, college, whatever. It got banged up, it got beat up. Now it's down to the son that has the car, and he's wanting to put the car back the way it came. A lot of people think that the Mustang came out in 65, but actually 64.5 was the first year for a Mustang. 64.5 Mustang is different than a 65. You didn't know that, did you? They look exactly the same. Unless you know to go look at the taillights, you'd never know the difference. But there's some telltale signs on a 64.5. Let me tell you a few things that are different. 64.5, number one, came with a generator, not an alternator. Now the front end of the 64.5 Mustang has cooling vents in the radiator support. 64.5 to cool the generator. When they went to 65, installed alternators, no cooling vents necessary. That car, I'll show you next episode how we have preserved the cooling vents. Also, the dash of the car, when the two red lights come on, one says brake, one says generator. In 65 it says ALT for alternator. So a lot of people say, it's 64.5. Well, you know what, there's some telltale signs. Guess what else? The door lock knobs on the 64.5 are bigger around than a 65. You think, well, it's a door lock knob, right? Nope, the actual hole in the door is bigger. And we've got 64.5 doors. Also, the hood is different. The front of the hood turns back and has an extra piece of bodywork to it. They deleted that in 65 to save money. 64.5 has a special hood, and we have the right hood for that car. David, you're getting that quarter roughed in there, ain't you?
Yeah, it's coming along pretty good. I about got this roughed in, and then we're just making our way around.
What you got going on back here?
We got all the old parts cut out, all the new panel pieces welded in. Now we're just mocking everything up, making sure everything lines up good and everything's perfect for final detail. I think it's coming along real good.
You got all the pieces done now, right?
Yes, sir.
And all you got left to do is just the shell of the car.
The main shell.
It's looking pretty good. So as we progress with that car, it will be here it's scheduled to be here 3 more months. We will start looking at that car a little deeper. But that is a neat car. And it's got some family history behind it. Like I say, every car's got a story. That one's definitely got a story. The guy that has the car now, the son of the lady that bought the car and drove it new, wants it put back the way it was when she bought it new. And that's what we really like to do, is put things back together the right way.
Yeah, she's looking good.
I think probably a couple more days this thing will be ready for final top coat.
Yeah, there's not much body work on it at all. The body's actually in really good shape.
Except the little collision in the back.
At Zytec Roofing, we believe that your home is one of your most important investments, and protecting that investment starts with a quality roof. We realize in order to be successful in this competitive business, it's important to build a positive relationship with our clients. As an A-rated, fully accredited Better Business Bureau roofing contractor, Zytec is known for delivering superb workmanship and outstanding customer service. Our experienced team also specializes in detecting storm-related damage and is qualified to work on your behalf with your insurance provider at no cost to you. Your home may qualify for an entirely new roof that is paid for by your insurance company. With our well-known personal service and attention to detail, we bring the best quality work to your home. We will not be satisfied until you are. To schedule an estimate and a free roof inspection, contact Zytec Roofing today and let us go to work for you.
Join us January 17th for Livy's Love Fun Run and Walk at Stone Mountain Park. For more information, go to www.getsetgrow.com or visit www.livysloveinc.org.
You know, my wife, she's a saint, she's an angel, she's all the good things women should be, no doubt. I'm not going to tell you she's Richard Petty or Dale Earnhardt when it comes to driving. I can't ride with her. I can't do it. I don't mind her driving herself, but I cannot ride with her. I actually worry about her. So I buy her this new Mustang for Christmas present. She got it a little early. Day after Christmas, what she decided to do, go catch all the sales. Save me some money, of course. That's what sales are about, saving me money. So backing out of the garage the day after Christmas, she decides to pinstripe her car with the side of the garage. Day after Christmas, I tear into a brand new car, repaint the whole side of that car, have it back on the road 2 days later. Yeah, and I did a little custom work to her car too. And I have the right to put a sticker on it now because I painted it. But the whole side of the car. But I will tell you this, the white paint that's on my house does not look good smeared down the side of my wife's new red Mustang. Not only that, she chose to remove the passenger side mirror in the process. Now my thinking is this. Okay, so you're backing out of the garage. At what point do you realize you're smearing the quarter, then the door handle, then the mirror to stop? What's left? The front fender. I mean, why stop there, right? But the cool thing is when you get to paint on a new car, you get to do some custom stuff to the hood. I think it looks cool. Makes the car give it that muscle car feel. So I put her some black accents on the hood of her car. Kind of gave it that, I don't know, that muscle car look, you know? So what do you think? She's going to kill me when she knows I told everybody she scratched her new car. Not only did she scratch it, she really creamed the side of the fender, but yeah, it is what it is. So, you know, for that Christmas weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'm repairing her car like new.
Oh my God. Thanks a lot, honey.
Richard with Peach State Auctions was here, and I tell you, man, every time Richard and those guys come up here, I just grow fonder and fonder of those guys. They're sincere. They're truly car guys. You know, half these guys are in the business because they're money men. No, these are car guys. Richard knows cars. Richard and Richard, the other Richard, they know cars, man. They're car people. We got that Diamonds in the Rough coming up. The 57's done, and it's running through Diamonds in the Rough.
Right.
The Harley truck. Man, I can't wait to see what that thing does. So what's going on with the Diamonds in the Rough?
Well, it's our third annual in the wintertime Diamonds in the Rough auction. That auction started out as an idea that there were a lot of project cars out there that weren't being completed. People were looking for them.
Absolutely.
We'd be able to get a bunch of them in one location, and it would be like, don't have to travel up and down the road to find the next project.
They're talking about the Diamonds in the Rough. A lot of times I have people call me and say, yeah, I'm ready to start a project car, but I don't know where to start. I want a something. They tell me what they want. For example, I got a phone call the other night from a guy who's a president of a motorcycle club around here. Not an outlaw club. It's a club that does a lot of charity work. And his phone call, I spent 2 hours with him on the phone. He wants a pickup truck. And he knows where he wants the pickup truck to be when he's done, but he doesn't really know where to start. So I gave him a bunch of advice. I said, well, you know, you do this, this, and this. You get a crate motor, automatic transmission. Obviously, he wanted air conditioning. I said, hey, I think the best place for you to start is at Peach Auction.
You know, we'll have some project cars there, but what we found over the last 3 years is that if somebody can drive that car home after they buy it, even though it might need paint or might need upholstery or some mechanical work, we're selling those better and the people are happier.
Yeah, yeah.
They can finish the car off over whatever time frame they want to do it and do it the way
Make it a
they want
hobby,
it to,
you know?
right? Father-son project type thing. But most of the cars will be running and driving cars.
Oh, fantastic.
And the type of projects will be cars that will be worth a lot of money once you finish them. I've got a Model A Phaeton coming.
No way.
Yeah, and that's a fairly rare car, although Model A's are not rare. But, you know, we're trying to develop, and we are developing what I think is going to be one of the better auctions in the Southeast, certainly the biggest auction in the state of Georgia right now. But people say, well, you're down in Byron, Georgia, that's a small town, but we advertise nationally. We have full-page ads in Hemmings Motor News. We're on the back cover of Old Cars Price Guide, and that's something you see at auctions with people walking around in their pocket because it gives you a ballpark figure of what a car is worth depending on the condition that it's in.
Right.
And then we do full-page ads in Old Cars Weekly. In addition to that, we're on Hemmings' website. We post our catalogs there.
Yeah, I go there and look.
And that gets millions of views a month. So people bring a car to our auction. Could be somebody in California is interested in that car, but they're not going to fly down here for the auction. They can bid by phone during the live auction.
Well, one of our cars sold to a phone bidder.
It did.
The Avanti did
It
last
did.
year.
It sure did. But, you know, we're on 60 acres right adjacent to I-75. We got 40,000 square feet under roof, so the auction's indoors. Weather's not an issue. And we'll have over 100 cars January the 31st, and we're taking consignment. So if somebody's got a collectible type car, truck, hot rod, sports car, maybe it needs a little fixing up, it's the perfect place to bring it. And I got buyers coming from as far away as South Florida and Indiana.
So, you know, a good way to save money is to finish someone else started and something they may have been discouraged on. Let them take the initial investment and go from there. So you guys don't know this, but instead of being in my shop, we came all the way to Peach Auctions. Now, it's not too far.
Not too far.
We got here in just under an hour. And I followed the speed limit. This is Ronnie, the owner of Peach Auctions. Ronnie, tell us what we got going on down here. We're actually standing on the block.
We are. This is where they get sold. This is the only full-time classic car auction in Georgia.
Absolutely.
We do 4 a year. Some very unusual. We do 2 project car auctions, and we got one coming up.
That's right. That's right.
That doesn't mean everything here needs working on, but if you want something to work on and follow your dream, that's the place to get it.
You can do it. And I've advised a lot of my customers to come down and look for that special car, the project that is not a full-blown finished car, kind of like my Harley truck. It's sitting on the block. Y'all gonna auction this thing off in a few days.
We are. Great looking truck.
And I'll tell you something else I was shocked about. And don't hit me, don't get mad at me. I'm from Florida. I'm a seafood junkie. I came down and ate at Captain Jack's, and I hurt myself. That was some of the best seafood I've ever had. Wonder who owns that?
That's probably just part of the organization.
There you go. There you go. But that was good food. My God, good food. So you can actually come to Byron, enjoy the auction, and there's plenty of hotels, plenty of restaurants. There's some good stuff around here.
That's right. And if you go on our website, you will find that we get some discounts at those rooms. So
Absolutely.
Get a bargain.
I'm excited about the auction coming up.
I've been excited for 3 years.
I stay excited about cars. Listen, Ronnie, I'm going to go over this truck, and it was good to talk to you. I appreciate you having us down.
We appreciate you guys coming. We do.
I think we got a good thing going. I know you guys have a good thing going down here.
You know what's so great about it? When you get old and you fool with those old cars that you grew up with, isn't life fun?
You ain't lying. God, you ain't lying. Thanks for having us.
I appreciate you guys.
Peach Auction Sales excited about the relationship that we're building with Campbell's Customs because you're introducing us to a lot of potential customers. We're able to market some of your cars, and it's a good fit.
Oh, it's been good for us. Richard, I appreciate you coming around, fella.
Sure thing.
I'll see you guys before then for sure.
Welcome to Eagles Landing Country Club, the social hub of Henry County. We'd like to invite you to the club to take a look around and experience all the amazing benefits that membership offers. From our cool casual dining in our members lounge and Chop House 88, to our tennis facility, and of course, our 27-hole championship golf course. Members also enjoy events, amenities, such as private events for social, business, and golf outings. Thank you, and we look forward to hearing from you for your personalized tour.
Fancy that fine jewelry, guaranteed to make her smile.
Hey, I'm Jimmy Potts with NLC Tech. We're going to be right back in a moment. We're going to give you some quick tips to make your life just a little bit easier. This quick tip is for you computer users out there that are having a hard time and you don't know why. Your computer's slowed down, you got pop-ups popping up everywhere, and you just can't get past the screens to get to where you're trying to go. It usually happens when we try to download a free program, download a card game, or even something legitimate like iTunes or QuickBooks or anything like that. The issue happens when you go to the third-party website, you click on the iTunes to download, you think you're downloading iTunes. You are, but also you're downloading 20 other programs that they've added in on that. That's how they make their money. So then you're stuck with all these pop-ups, you don't know where they came from. The only true way to get the download that you're looking for is to go to the legitimate website that you're looking for, such as iTunes. If you want iTunes, you go to itunes.com to download that. If you're stuck with all these pop-ups on your computer, you can't get rid of them, give us a call, we'll help you out. I'm Jimmy, that was your Quick Tip Minute with NLC Tech. We're just off the square in McDonough, 49 Hampton Street. Come see us.
So here we are at Peach Sales, and the Harley truck's done. We brought it down, it's on the auction block, and they're gonna auction this truck off in just a short time, a couple of weeks from now. But I wanna go over the truck with you. I wanna show you the final product of what we did. Now, I painted the truck flat black. I did very little body work. I want this truck to show its age. Now remember, this is a fantasy truck. And the reason I call it a fantasy truck is this. You guys remember the 66 F100 I built, the Chevron truck? I found pictures of a truck just like that. Chevron, Miller Oil, all the good stuff. Now, this Harley Davidson truck, I couldn't find anything about it. So it's a fantasy truck. I created that truck to look like it was an old dealership truck in '57. Harley Davidson parts, sales, and service. I think it's cool. I had Chaston paint Harley Davidson on the side. Of course, we did orange Harley Davidson wheels, sales, parts, and service. The moon hubcaps, put the original mirrors back on it. Jeremy just got the rubbers and the new glass in the truck. On the interior, I did a Harley Davidson interior. I used Harley Davidson F-150 seats out of a late model truck. I did leave the straight axle. I wanted it to run and feel like it's an old truck. But on this particular truck, we put a 289 V8 in it, automatic transmission. I put a late model stereo, AM, FM, CD, MP3 player, so you can hook your iPod up to it. Some nice speakers, got a good sound to it, runs and drives great. I sprayed the bed liner in the bed just like I do any other truck I go through. All in all, it's a pretty cool truck. I put dual exhaust. I did not use Flowmasters. I used old school glass packs on this truck. So I wanted the truck to sound like it's 1957. Let's go look under the hood. 289 automatic. Now the engine is date coded 1964. It's fresh. It's two barrel. It's not a sleeper, but it is a mild little hot rod. I didn't do too much under the hood. I wanted it to look its age. I wanted this truck to look like I found it and it was a Harley Davidson dealership or parts and service truck. I think we hit the mark. But what I did on this truck, I also put the HID headlights. So it's got an old looking headlight, but a late model HID bulb inside. It's pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of tricks you can do to a vehicle to bring them up to modern standards, to have the drivability, the dependability in a truck, and this one is a step below drivability as the 66 Chevron truck, but still very functional. I mean, that's why I do what I do. The thrill to me is building them. I'm just a caregiver for a short time. The thrill to me is building them and let somebody else enjoy them. I keep the beast, I have my couple of motorcycles, I have my toys I enjoy, let somebody else enjoy these toys. And that's what they are, man. It's just pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe it's just time to pass it on. Let somebody else enjoy it. If I stand here much longer, I'm probably gonna drive it back home. I tell you what, I got some trivia for you guys today. You know, back in the day, vehicles changed every year. 55, 56, and 57 Chevy Bel Airs. Each car was different. And keeping up with the cars and the model changes was somewhat hard. You could see a car but maybe not know the exact year. Now there's an easy way on old cars to tell what year that car was made. Now this is a 57 Ford truck. It's a 1 year only truck. It's different than a 58, different than a 59, and different than a 60, slightly. Easy way to tell is this, is if the car has original taillights in it, they're date coded. Now this particular truck has the original taillights in it, and on the bottom of the taillight it says 57. That tells you that's a 57 taillight on a 57 truck. Over here in the far corner is a 58 Impala. Let's go over there and take a look at that taillight and see if it's dated 58. Now I will tell you this, restoration parts can be had with the proper date on them. Original parts always had that date. Now there are cheaper knockoff parts and they won't be date coded. Let's go over and check out the Impala and see if it's dated properly. Yep, sure enough, date coded 58. When it comes to restoring a car or truck, if you spend the money to buy the highest quality restoration part, that taillight lens will still be stamped 57, 55, 56, whatever year the car is. Of course, you can buy cheaper versions that have no date, but I like buying the good stuff the way it's supposed to be. So those are stamped 57, and that's what year cars they go on. It's just neat trivia, neat history. In the history of cars, what automobile had the most chrome by weight? 1958 Impala, 1958 Bel Air. It had more weight in chrome than 57, 55, 56, and they all had a lot of chrome, but in 1958, in weight, pound for pound, had more chrome than any other car ever manufactured. Pretty cool, huh? It is what it is, you know.